Nothing changes.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Amanda. This is the first time I'm talking on this video, I think. It's a vlog. I am obviously dressed and ready to go to work. It is like 10 o'clock right now and I need to leave in like 10 minutes. Let's look at the roads. It snowed today, so that's what I get to go drive to work in. Yep. That looks fun. So I actually, today's Monday and I work 2 nights. I work today and tomorrow, and then I have 2 nights off, and then I work a 5-night stretch. And a lot of you have been like, how do you do that? How do you work 5 nights in a row? And honestly, for me, that's just what works best. Like, I'm honestly not looking forward to only working 2 nights because I feel like both nights I'm exhausted, and like when working 5 nights in a row, by the time I get to like the 3rd or 4th night, I'm like ready to go and feel like it's just like my normal schedule. So this vlog, I'm gonna take you through my like tips and tricks to working night shift. I'll probably sit down and actually like talk about it at some point, but I'm also gonna vlog along with it. So today I actually had to go to work for a meeting from 11:45 to 3:45, and then I drove home, and then I was on call from 7 to 11, but obviously I didn't get called in because it's 10 o'clock now and I'm about to go in and work at 11. So tips and tricks. Tips and tricks, that's what this video is about. Alex, what are your tips for living with someone who works night shift?
Don't wake them up.
Love it. So one of my biggest tricks to working night shift is having this lovely list of things that we're going to have for dinner. It goes along with like meal prepping and stuff, but I know that tomorrow Alex works until 6:30 and I'm on call at 7, but if I don't get called in I'll work at 11, but that means I need to make dinner. So I gotta find something on here that's kind of easy to make. I think I'm gonna make tacos. I was on call, so I also had my lunch packed and ready to go, which I can take out right now. Right now it's my on-call tips. Can I help you, ma'am? I'm going to finish getting packed up and ready to go for work, and I will probably talk to you guys in the morning, maybe tomorrow, probably tomorrow night, because in the morning I'll get home and that guy will be sleeping, so I won't talk to you. Anyway, I will chat with you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, so it is now, what day is it? Tuesday, so it's the next day. It's about 9:50-ish. All right, I worked last night, like I vlogged and chatted with you guys about before. So yeah, work was good. I came home, slept, woke up at like 4:30. I was on call again at 7 and they didn't need me, so just hung out at home, started some knitting again. So right now I'm just chilling, drinking some coffee. And I'd asked you guys on Instagram what exactly you guys wanted to know regarding working night shift and all that stuff. So I have a few major topics that people wanted me to talk about. First thing I'm gonna preface is that like these things that I'm telling you are what works for me, and I feel like when I first started working nights I was like, okay, this person does this, I have to do that, and it was like that didn't work for me. And so like take what I tell you, try it out. If it doesn't work, try something else, because the way I do it is not the right way, or like there's no right way to do night shift. You do what works for you and you figure out what works for you. So a little preface first. Miko, your hair is in my coffee mug. So first I'm gonna kind of talk about like my schedule in general. So my position is a 0.8 night shift, so basically in a pay period I work 64 hours. I typically try to work 40 hours one week and then 24 the next week. And if it's like ideal, those shifts will be like next to each other, back to back to back. Because for me, working a stretch of night shifts, like 5 in a row is the most I've done so far, but like 5 in a row is so much easier than like right now this week I'm working 2, then I have 2 days off, and then I work 5. So it's just easier to work more days in a row, because once I'm in the night shift mode, then it's easier to just continue doing that rather than flipping back and forth so many times. So like I said, my position is 0.8 nights, and then I can work 8s and 12s for that. So some positions at my hospital are straight 12, some are straight 8s, some are 8s and 12s. And I like 8s and 12s the most because if I was all 12s, I would be drained. If I was all 8s, I would be there all the time. So I like that I have like a little mixture of those. So that is my position. We also do self-scheduling. So I have my assigned weekend, and that's the only thing that I really need to schedule around. I have to hit my hours within the 2-week pay period, and I can't work more than 40 hours in a week, but I can work more than 40 hours in a row. So like typically I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and that'll be over 40 hours, but technically it's in 2 separate weeks. So that's how we do it. It looks like there's a stain on my shirt. There's not, I promise. So that is my schedule, and it took me a little bit to figure out what worked for me, what worked for my schedule. I have my nurse residency right now, which is kind of like throwing a little wrench in everything, because that's during the day and it's just like a random Thursday. So that's been a little difficult, but we are figuring it out. So that's my schedule. And so the first question is by Sierra Renee, and she asked if I'm normally a morning person. And the answer is I don't know, because I feel like I'm able to adapt really well. Like when I was in school and I had to wake up early and I had days off, I would still wake up early. And now that I work nights and if I have days off, I sleep in. So it's like I can adjust pretty well. And like if I need to wake up early for something, I can wake up and I'll be okay. It's not the end of the world. For me, it's more the hours of sleep that I get. Like I have to get like 7 or 8 hours, otherwise I'm not functional. So hopefully that helps you. Just because you think you're a morning person too doesn't mean you can't do night shift. Like I thought I was a morning person, but yeah, for me it's just making sure that I'm getting enough sleep. And then I actually had 2 people ask me about eating during night shift. Daniela Safara and Raya. They asked what do I eat and how I eat and when I eat on night shift. So for the most part, I always eat, because if I don't eat, I would be really sleepy and I would be hungry, and that's no fun. I typically bring, if I'm working a 12-hour, I'll bring a bigger meal and then some snacks. So then I'll eat the meal usually around 1 a.m., about when I'm halfway through my shift, and then a little bit later I'll have a snack. And then if I'm working an 8-hour shift, I'll usually eat around 3. I try to eat in the middle of my shift. Sometimes it doesn't work out that way. Obviously some days I only have time to sit down and have a little snack, but I always try to bring something. Usually it's leftovers. Sometimes I meal prep. Just depends on how I'm feeling and how motivated I am. If I'm working a long stretch in a row, I'll usually meal prep something, just because it's easier than having to figure out what I want to eat every day before going to work. And then usually I'll eat dinner before going into work, and then when I get home I'll have a small something, usually like a bagel, some toast, a little breakfast sandwich, muffin, something, so that when I go to sleep I can sleep and not be hungry throughout the night. My sleeping time. And then I wake up and eat dinner, and then, so yeah, hopefully that helps answer that question. The next question is, what do I do to prepare the day before and day of night shift? So when I first started working night shifts, I had it stuck in my head that I had to stay up late. I had to practice staying up late. Like some nights I would stay up till 3 a.m. And so like the night before when I first started, I would stay up till like 3 a.m. and then I would go to sleep and then sleep until noon. And then I would try to take a nap at like 2, but then I would be, number one, I felt like I was wasting the day. And number 2, I like couldn't fall asleep, and then I was more tired because I wasn't able to sleep directly before my night shift. So now I've figured out that I just need to stay up until like 1, maybe midnight the night before. I usually sleep until like 9, 10, get stuff done during the day. Then I'll usually sleep from like 1 to 4:30, depending on what time I work. If I work an 8-hour and I don't have to go until 11, I'll scooch my nap back a little bit, but I have to have a nap before night shift. That is for sure. And then, yeah, and then I'll wake up and do my stuff and go to work. The like full day before night shift, the main things that I do are making sure that the apartment is semi-clean. If I know I'm working a long stretch in a row, I'll do a load of laundry, do the dishwasher, clean a little bit, just to make sure that everything's squared away. Alex is always busy with work and school, so I don't expect him to keep things clean and stuff, and it just feels better. Like if I'm having a stressful day at work and I come home and we have a clean apartment, it's like, huh, this is nice. So yeah, hopefully that helps answer that question. And then so like my last day of a shift, so like tomorrow I'll come home and sleep, and I'll probably go to sleep around like 8:30, and then I'll sleep until like 1, maybe 2, depending on how tired I am and what I need to do tomorrow, which I don't need to do much. So I usually try to get like between 4 and 5 hours of sleep. If I sleep too much, I won't be able to sleep at night, and then if I sleep not enough, I'll just be exhausted. So, but like I said, figure out what works for you, because this might not work for everyone. And then another question that I have is, do certain responsibilities that I have on the floor change for night shift? On my unit, no. The only really extra thing that we have to do is do baby's weights, but I know on like med-surg floors, it's a lot different on night shift. Like you have more patients, but for us, we have the same amount of patients. Nothing really changes except it's dark out and there's just less people there, but we have usually the same amount of nurses. We don't really do discharges. But my biggest piece of advice if you're starting to work night shift is, number 1, caffeine. One of my coworkers, she doesn't drink coffee, and she's been really struggling transitioning into night shift, and so she started drinking just like a soda, just to have some sort of caffeine, and it's definitely helped her a little bit. But don't have your caffeine too late, otherwise you won't be able to fall asleep. Blackout curtains, white noise, even an eye mask, because sometimes it's really bright outside and it's still not dark enough in the room, so I just slap on my eye mask if it's too bright, and then I'll usually take it off while I'm sleeping and I don't even notice. Staying hydrated, snacks. Having great coworkers is nice too, because you can talk to them about stuff on night shift. And I think that's it. That's it for all my night shift advice to you. Just preparing. I think I've had plenty of other vlogs where I prepare for night shift, and like meal prepping and cleaning, and like making sure that you're setting yourself up for success for your stretch of night shifts. And at the end of the day, finding what works for you, because not everyone can do night shift. And if you've tried everything and you're still not a functional human being, go to PMs, go to days. You can find a position there, I promise. You don't have to work nights. New people don't have to work nights. I know plenty of people who got jobs starting on days. I have been able to adjust to nights pretty well, so I feel like I'm gonna stay on nights for a while until I get everything under my belt that I need to. So I think I'm gonna end this video here. I'm gonna go to work, and then I have 2 days off, and then I work 5 nights in a row. But you know, that's kind of normal for me now, and I don't hate it. Like these 2 nights is gonna be weird because I'm only on night shift mode for like 1 sleep cycle. Thank you guys so much for watching. Next week's video I think will be a budget for March. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.